Well, hello, and welcome to Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha ke akua. I am out in my carport, and soon to not be my carport much longer. Look, who's in there? She's going to chime in. Somebody else is out here doing stuff, and she doesn't particularly like them. So let me come around, and we're going to get in the van. I want to show you some stuff. Let's take a look. Hey, it's back on the side. Aloha ke akua. God is love. Let's go ahead and get in here. And let's see if Missy Ma'am stops barking for a while. Lola, look, you're on camera. Woohoo! You're not gonna look. Look at me. Look how cute you are. So that's my co-pilot. That's the co-pilot's seat. I did put shoes up in the front. Haven't stuck them in that little hole there. Then over here, this is the gym bag. Yes, I have my Black Rifle. I like Black Rifle coffee. I don't drink a lot of coffee, y'all, but, you know, once in a while. So I just keep it there. I'm going to stand up, so I can stand up in here. Yes, little one. She's got her doggy box. Right now, I didn't latch her in there, right? Because I want to come back here. Enter the room. So there is the bed. Cubby's underneath on each side. On this side and on the other side of the bed. That's what's holding it up. With the slats across. Kitchen area. The Bouge RV refrigerator is underneath. We have all our little bottles that we would use to drink out of there and there. And let's continue on back here. I'm going to go to the side bench. The bench is now in this area. More cubbies, and I'm using it as a dressing table. There's the mirror. There's the makeup stuff. There is hair stuff. And that bench opens up because that was a piano bench. So that actually opens up. And I'm going to keep making my way to the back here. I'm taking my time. So on the floor, yes, there's those bins and baskets and such, but that's in the cubbies. So pots and pans are down underneath there. Kitchen area over here, complete with a plant. No, it's not real. Above my bed is the lighthouse picture. Ceiling seems to be working out pretty good. Any of this wallpaper, vinyl wallpaper that was hanging, I'm starting to just glue it in, which they say that's what you should do. There's Lola's little outfits, and there's Mommy's vests. So they're there. I still have the baskets up here, which is like the camisoles. I think I told you guys about that. We have some medical supplies and emergency stuff there. More hats over there. And one of my bags that I like to have with me. I'm going to go ahead and try to do magic over here. Now, I only have one hand because I'm trying to hold the phone. And unfortunately, I'm not great at editing. I know other people are. I'm not one of those people. Oh, oops. What am I pulling up? Oh, I see. Up. Let me see. This is caught on something. What is it caught on? I'm doing a surgery over here. I might have to cut this off. Let me see. Oh, no. There we go. I have everything down. This doesn't move out of place. It's with that double-sided tape. What I'm trying to get is this thing, which I can, here's a small power bank, and there's a little control there. I'm trying to get that for a reason. So I'd like to put the phone down, but then if I put the phone down, then all you're going to see is like something weird. There we go, got it plugged in. Ta-da! Lights, da-da-da-da-da-da, lights, da-dee-da-dee-da. Now, I notice they go off every so often, so there is a side button here, like a on button for this. I'm just not doing the on button. There is also my remote that comes with it, and so I can turn it on and off from there. The lights will stay on for a while in this vehicle, and then they're going to go off because it's on a timer. That way you don't, burn out your battery. So I did not cover those holes. I don't know if I'm going to come to regret that, but we shall see what we shall see. I did put her one dog bed up here. She does like to lay on that bed, and me, I have my side. She has her side. So I don't know if she'll go back in it. But at any rate, here is all the makeup stuff. So I have my stuff that I put on, you know, your skin. And so you don't look like you're scary. And then my lipstick is down there. There's lipstick there. And then when I open up my bench, which, let me do that for you. Hold on a second. Let's make it nice and neat. Open, says me. Where is it? There it is. Ta-da! So there's the makeup, the brush. All that good stuff is in there. I'm still adding little by little to this. There's plenty of room for me to walk back and forth in here. There's my potty in that thing. So you don't really realize it. You can take it out, put it on top of there, or you can lift that off, and there is a collapsible stool in there, which I usually end up sitting on. This thing only slides back, but I can't go very far because the wall's right behind it. So inside of these boxes are like my minis. Like you see the My Mini down there, that's the My Mini toaster. I have a My Mini griddle, a skillet, whatever, all kinds of stuff. So there's my refrigerator under there that has, I just put towels on top of it. I don't have it plugged in, and it stays cool. I like it. It's working. So, not broke, don't fix it. There's those hats if you want to get a better view. The bottles. I bought those little containers at Daiso, and I just put each bottle in, because where are you going to put them? I'm not going to put them in another box and have another box. It's just too crowded. So, and it does get crowded. I mean, let's face it, right? There's snacks in there, some in there, actual food down there, in the Bouge RV refrigerator that I got on Amazon. I got the greenish color. They come in pink and all kinds of colors. If you want to see a little bit more down here. Now, the way the cubbies are here, they're like that on the other side, which, like I said, that's got the slats across, and then I did put stuff under those slats to hold them up as well in the middle, just so that they wouldn't bow, or I wouldn't like lean on it and it'll crash in the middle, right? So there are supports under them. I did, you know, screwed it in so that there is like a pole going up onto each one. So that takes care of that. But on the other side where that door is, you will have the same kind of cubbies. And there I have my sweaters. I have boots over there. I have jackets over there for the cold weather, because it's going to start to get cold. Today it's only like 60 something. So yeah, and then, you know, like I said, the ceiling's holding pretty good. Anything that's starting to get weird, I'm going to use a spray glue, and that holds it and takes care of it. In the corner, I did put my guitar, which the gray thing is over, and I have the ukulele in the little gig bag there, what they call a gig bag. I have my paper towels here because I haven't figured out. I'd like to hang them up over on that wall right there, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. There is a collapsible sink, which I want to put over here. And I do have the faucet that actually you charge, and you just push it. There's water under there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a couple gallons under there. And my canned water, which I like canned water, I find that it's fresher, goes in that Bouge RV. So we're staying pretty good with everything. I do want to bring in a couple more hoodies, because, like I said, I have on a sweatshirt today, and it's because it's getting more chilly out here. But, and then what I did in the front, and I'm going to do more of this, so I'll make another video and keep you updated on everything. Over there in the front, I don't know, can you tell what's on my visor? I have the extension, of course, but that's family pictures. You know how I always had them on my ceiling. So there's a ceiling right up there that looks pretty boring. So I think I'm going to put the pictures there. I'm going to put them also on the back of this curtain, because these curtains don't move. They pretty much now are stationary. They're like put down. This goes in the middle. She hears that guy again. And there's this. So I've got those, what do they call them? Eclipse curtains. You know, the ones that are like to keep the light out. So I do have the Reflectix, ta-da, that goes in the front window. I do have to make some for the side. Otherwise, it's just going to be the black curtains. Stick them in there and call it a day. Because I don't want anybody seeing in, of course. And with this closed here in the front, because I do close that up, this is not, I don't make it real wide. I make it pretty narrow. And then everything else is just, you really can't see. But that's what I've done. Let's go see our little friend up front. My tools I decided to keep here because I keep using them. That's the tape, the silver tape. And the, oh yes, the double-sided. Let me tell you about this little miracle. Lola. So this thing is called nano tape, N-A-N-O tape. There you go. That is that double-sided, real sticky. And I got the heavy-duty one. It's holding everything in place. That's why nothing is shifting and moving. And it goes under, I don't know if you can see it coming out just a wee bit, but it holds. Oh, there go my lights off, which is fine. But see, now we've got these. So there you go. I am going to unplug them pretty soon because I am going to have to get in the front. I can see she's getting restless. She knows we're supposed to go somewhere. But I have neighbors that will like literally just walk over here for no apparent reason. And just, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Yeah. So anyway, I'll tell you a story about that another time. Let me see if I can pull this out of here. If I can't, I'm trying to pull this thing out, but I only have one hand. Hold on a second. I'm going to put this down. I know. Well, there you go. You can look at the real, no, you don't see anything. It's just black. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. I just wanted to unplug this. Okay, let me, there we go, there we go, there we go. Sorry about that. Just had a minute of no light, huh? I'll get my keys, go up front here. And I want to do a little story time too. So there is my, from my Planet Fitness. I kind of overpacked. Why do you have to have shampoo in there? Look, look, there's Miss Noisy. Miss Barky Pants. Hi, Miss Barky Pants. Lola is her real name, but we call her Barky Pants sometimes. This middle section, I was going to keep this pretty clear. I know sometimes people don't. I'm going to because I literally walk up this middle section. I got to turn my body sideways. And I come up. Here, you can look at Lola while I'm doing that. And then I'm going to come around, step over. And I have the seat back a ways, so it does work, but scoop my other leg in. And this is what I'm seeing. What I did behind me. There we go. I had a piece of leftover foam mattress, and I put that behind me so that you can look at little lovely over there. But I did the foam behind me. I don't know if you can tell, but it's, I put it in a pillowcase and I tied it to the headrest. So I did that because I have to be careful on my back right now. Well, probably permanently. So if anybody has any suggestions or knows of anything, let me know. I have been researching on YouTube many things about osteoporosis. So I've never gone for a bone density scan. And I went, and immediately the next day it was, you better get in and see the doctor. And I'm like, why? Now what? You know. So I went in and was told that I have osteoporosis in my spine. So it is my entire spine. I asked if there was maybe a section of the spine. They had said no, it was your entire spine. And so yeah. So the others is osteopenia, which is like the beginning of osteoporosis. It hasn't turned into osteoporosis yet. It probably can be reversed. But what I'm not understanding, and this is my question for any of you that might be smarter than me about this, because I'm first starting to look at, I'm looking at a lot of YouTube videos on exercise, you know, the resistance bands, I have all that stuff, you know, lifting weights and that. I used to do all that anyway. I just got lazy and stopped doing it. So if you're doing it, don't stop doing it. Don't be foolish like me, because I gave up for a while, you know, always tired, always working, always doing something else for everybody else but myself, and now I'm in this situation that I'm in. So, yeah. But they want to put me on a medication which will have your body to make calcium, right? So your bones will produce bone, if that makes sense. However, the bone it produces is brittle. So the question that I have is, why would you take a medication that's going to make your bones more brittle? When I questioned the doctor, she says, well, your bones are already brittle in your back. So it was like, so what's the difference, you know, kind of thing. And I'm like, No, because we have other bones that are not brittle. And this particular medication, one of the side effects is you will get a fracture in your jawbone. Just what you need, a fracture in your jawbone. So then you can't eat and move your mouth. Ah, great. So I'm not happy about that. I've talked to an RN. She gave me a list of other medications. I asked the doctor, and the doctor basically said, well, you know, your bones are already brittle. So it's like, that's not an answer, y'all. I know diet. I know I had vitamin D that I actually bought. Is D3 and K2. The two work together. I got that off a TikTok shop. I was taking that earlier in my life, and then again, you know, lazy bones here, just stopped doing everything. I said, well, I'll take the lisinopril, and that's 10 milligrams, that's enough, and then I'll just take the Allegra D. Well, that's fine. You know, the allergies and the low dose for blood pressure. But I'm like, yeah, I should have kept up with the D3K2. Maybe I wouldn't have it as bad. I don't know. Or at least could have kind of pushed it off a little bit. This is the rest of my house, if you're wondering. It will be gone by October 15th. This will no longer be mine. So we can look at the window if you'd like, and the garbage cans. I mean, I don't know where quite the point is. I don't know how to turn this around, because once this video starts, it seems to go one way. And they can't turn it around. So my apologies for that. But still, we do want to, I don't want to bore you. But if you know anything about osteoporosis, osteopenia, what do you do? Or what does your mom do? What does your grandma do? Lola! Stop. What do you see now? Okay, I'm going to tune back around. This is what you... Lola! Stop. Look. Look. Look, 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 look. No more. No more barky pants. No. Shh. Shh. No. Lola, leave it. No. No. Look at her. She sees somebody out there. I think the other people left, and she heard, oh, the guy's still walking around. He has a big white dog. It stays off leash, unfortunately, and I got attacked by a dog a few weeks ago, but it wasn't his dog. His dog does not attack you. It was somebody else. So I think that's, you know, my concern, and I think she sees that dog. But at any rate, yeah, so when I get out of here, we will not be having those issues. Not like they are here. She just doesn't like that guy, and, you know, I understand. So, it's okay. It's okay. You know, we're not going to like everybody. Y'all ain't going to like me either. I understand. She go, oh, can you see my reflection? Hi. Can you see my reflection? Yeah. So, I don't know who's calling me. I'm going to have to answer this when I get off of here. But, it's from Sumner. I'll go ahead. It's probably the animal place. The, SPCA type thing. Because I did say, what did they need? So, I'll see if, maybe they'll leave me a message. Because I'm not answering. But I won't stand here much longer, you guys. But if you do know what to do about osteoporosis, osteopenia, if grandma, mom, somebody you know has come up with a good idea, please let me know. I always taught sales, so I do know about those exercises, and I really should do it. I stopped doing it because they didn't want me there anymore. I wasn't getting enough students to warrant them paying me $30 an hour. So, yeah, so that ended. They don't usually want to pay at these places. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do stuff on my own. And I'll be glad to be out of here because, guys, honestly, if I want to do hula out in the middle of the forest, I'm going to do hula in the middle of the forest. If I want to go dance in my van, I'm going to dance in my van. I can stand in one spot and, you know, do wharapu and, you know, ami and all that. Wharapu and ami and, you know, all that stuff. She's going to keep doing this, so my apologies. There's another dog barking. So, and because I can hear it. Lola. Lola. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. You better stop. So, but if you have any ideas, let me know. I sure would appreciate that. I'm just going to have you stare at the side of my house. And there's my white house with the blue trim. Just got that done not too long ago. So, a lot cleaner than what it was. It used to be green. Ugh. Anyway, green and brown. That's not me. Anyway, so I'm going to keep packing, putting things in the van. I'll give you updates. Maybe I'll actually turn this thing around and give you more updates with this turned around so you can see me and not just see my reflection in the, whatever this, the thing over here. extension. But that's what I'm doing. So see, hi. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. We do have to go and pick up the medication that I don't want to take. And I may not take it. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll go pick it up. I'll talk to the pharmacist about it and see if I have any encouragement. But yeah, it was Metro Animal Services. Yeah, returning my call. So I will call them back. It's been 20 minutes. I don't want to bore you, but I'm happy with the van. Most people that have been in here and been invited in, they love it. The bench is a seating area, which my grandson sat on the other day. The ottoman that the potty would go on, that's another seating area. And of course, there's always my bed. And then there's always up front here. Most of the people that have come in just kind of stand in awe because I can stand up. And my friends have been able to stand up in here. And so they're like, kind of like, wow, I can, you know. And not a whole lot of stuff jars out of place. So that's a good thing. That's a very, very, very good thing. So, yeah. There you go. There's my patio that I got to clean up. Anyway, on a trailer, guys, I want to put it in storage for a little while. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I have so much room in here. I really don't need that unless I want to have somebody come with us and put a tow package on this and then just have extra sleeping and a kitchen there too. It's possible. I just don't know. So if you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. I mean, I love hearing from you guys and getting your opinions because, you know, two heads are better than one. So yeah. But hey, you know what I'm going to tell you? Love one another as the Lord has loved you. And please help one another. Because right now I'm not getting a lot of help with anything. And I feel a little bit, not disheveled, what's the word? Scattered. Because, you know, I wish I had a little bit more help. And just finishing a few little touches up I have to do in here. And then packing. Because I've got about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And that's it. I have a storage. So I will put stuff in storage. And I don't want to keep storage forever. But at least it's a place while I'm trying to figure out, do I want to keep this for real? So that kind of thing. But I'm going to go check that message, and because I'm trying to give stuff away and try to help the shelter out. I also got a list of 3 other places that might need things. So as I give things away, I'm more than happy to do that. So I'm going to help others. And I'm thinking of putting that logo, Aloha Keakua, God is Love, on the side of this van. Yes, I painted that by myself. So I do know how to do that. I'm thinking of putting it on here, but I have to have the proper paint and make sure it stays. So I got to look into that. Because I just put it straight on the trailer. I didn't like sand it down or do anything special with the paint. And it's been staying. And then I just covered it with the enamel, the clear enamel. It stayed. So, I mean, if I have that, you know, that will happen, then that would be perfect. And I would like that to be a logo on the van as well. It's because God does love us, you know. So don't forget, Aloha Keakua, God loves you. He really does. If you don't know Jesus, please, 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 I can't ask you enough. Ask him into your life and heart. Keep him front and center. I mean, I have a diagnosis of osteoporosis in my spine, which is not the best. But I also know that he made me. He put me together. And he's the one that I want to serve and go out and spread the word of God. So I will do it on here, but I will also do it in person with whoever he sends me. And recently he's been sending me a couple people. So, you know, every now and then there's some counseling going on, and I don't mind doing it. I really don't. So I'll be doing whatever he wants me to do. And he knows that. So he knows what about my spine. He knows how to keep me safe. So I'm going to trust in the Lord with all my heart. Because if I start leaning on my own understanding, because it says tell you not to lean on under your own understanding, if I start doing that, yeah, we're going to be a mess. So, I mean, it's wise to look things up, research, but I am actually going to also make sure, right, that I trust in him. So help one another. Love one another as the Lord has loved you. I'm going to ski-daddle and go get the medicine that I really don't want to get, but I'm going to get it. And in the meantime, I'll come back and have some food and have some protein, because protein is going to be very important. I have some chicken here that I want to make. Do that. I can actually make it in here if I wanted to. But for now, I'm going to go in the house and make it because, you know, for the few weeks I have left, use the air fryer. They don't have a my mini air fryer, you also. It would have to have been done in the little skillet thing with the electric skillet, which is fine. I could do that too. But I think for now, let's leave that till that time comes. I got the toaster. I can put an egg in the skillet. So, yeah. And I do want to set up that water system. So that'll be next, my little, you know, wash this and wash that. And wash me too. So there you go. But I'm going to get off here for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it's like a little bit, well, she's pointing the camera here, there, and everywhere. But as usual, somebody settles down and always takes a little nap in here. She likes it in here. And when we go to the back, we've already had a nap in the big bed back there. I do want to figure out for heat. And I got an idea, but I have to experiment before I actually go out on the road with it. You'll see a lot of my stuff tied down, by the way, when I show you. Because when the vehicle is moving, I do want to keep it tied down, right? And then when the vehicle is not moving, I can undo those ties. So, but it's wise to keep it, you know, together while we have it. I don't want anything falling over while I'm driving because it's kind of, you know, scary when you're driving and you hear boom, 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 boom. So, but yeah, this is my view right now. And yours too, for now. But there'll be other more exciting views, and I just want to let you know what's going on. But you guys can do this. Look, I did this by myself. And some of you are probably even better with, like, putting in cabinets and shelving and stuff. If you know how to do that, go for it. I am not using, oh, that's one thing I'm going to tell you. I am definitely not using, when you go in the back, I know it's dark, so I won't point it back there. But I'm definitely not using that side door. That side door will remain locked. Because the cubbies are in front of it. There's also a 3-drawer thing that has clothes in it that's there. And I'm going to keep that closed. So if you enter this vehicle, you can either enter on her side, but only if you know her really well, because you might lose a finger or two. So that's why I did not, like, I put the shoes there, because I can move that if somebody needs to get in on that side, but predominantly getting in on the driver's side, and then just walking around the chair here, you know, scooting around the chair and going in to that back, my back cave, my back clubhouse, my back, I don't know, bedroom, clubhouse. Bedroom don't sound right. We'll just say my mini house. And eventually I'll get a small home in the cabin in the woods kind of deal. So that's the goal next, and stay there. I don't want to be too far out of the city. But I do want to be a little bit more quiet, because in here we've been on top of one another, and it's, no, I would not do this again. I always want to live in a mobile home. Now have had the opportunity. I've seen what it's like, and would I do it again? Nope, I would not, because it's park rules, this, that, the other. You're paying rent for land, and so they're making money off of you, and then too many rules, just way too many. This is a 55 plus community, and there are still problems. So I wouldn't, no. If it were out in the middle of nowhere, now if that would be the way God does it, okay, here's your mini home out in the middle of like 5 acres, but it's a mobile home. Okay, does it function? Is it good? Yeah, all right, it's in good shape. Well, then that's fine. But otherwise, nope. So I would not suggest doing this again. My experience has been so-so. So, you know, some days are better than others, of course, but yeah, recently it's been mostly downhill. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. Keep me in your prayers, please, especially with this osteoporosis diagnosis. And God's got my back, literally got my back, since that's where the osteoporosis is. But he's got you too. And he will come back, as the Bible predicts. So it would be nice if he came back, took us all home with him, and hey, there won't be any more sickness there. So think about that. All right, love you all. So aloha nui loa, love you much, and mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, aloha ke akua, God is love. He does love you. Please get Jesus into your life and heart. Just have a conversation with him. It's not a religion. You don't have to join any fancy schmancy religion. and try to be running over to this building, that building, and this activity and that activity. Start with a relationship with the Lord. Start reading the Bible. That is His word for you. And He will direct you and guide you. I promise you that. I know it because it's for me too. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here and go take a journey and enjoy myself. Come back and have something to eat. All right, y'all. I will see you in the next video. I may be having the camera turned around, or you never know. There might be another edition, or I figured out what else to do in here. So, hey, you never know. But I do love this van. It is from Jet Chevrolet out here in Federal Way in Washington State. Just saying. Salesman is Cole Cook. So, I would always recommend him, no one else, because he did me really, really well with the deal. All right, guys, I'm going to get over here. I will see you, talk to you, and maybe tell you a story in the next video. All right, bye for now. Aloha.